the right thing. Please don't consider me rude, my extremely proper wife said. But what kind of a name is Joe? He earned it, I explained. The first time we met, he called me Pratham in that silly accent of his. And I told him my name was Pratham and he could jolly well make the minor effort required to get it right. To which he answered, "Fine, I'll just call you Pra." And so I retorted, "In that case, I'll call you Joe," which is short for John. My wife stood there, stock still, and gave me the look. "You can say it," I told her, shrugging. "I can hear it running through your mind anyway." She turned on her heel and walked away, and the two of us exchanged grins as we distinctly heard her mutter, "Men." I was standing in some other queue when God handed out good looks, but no one can say that of my Meera. She was gorgeous enough when we were young, sassy, sweet, and lovely as a flower. And if anything, she's even gorgeouser now, with her intelligent arched brows, her tidy feet and slender fingers, the sleek cap of silvery hair, and her warm and generous heart. Yet for all her beauty and brains and the battalion of men clamoring for her attention, she'd chosen me. A fact of which I reminded myself whenever she stunned other men into silence, as she'd just done with Joe. I'd met Joe unexpectedly in the park that day. I hadn't seen him in decades, and it was such a surprise that I'd insisted he come home, at least for breakfast. I'd phoned to warn Meera I was bringing home an old school chum, and she said that was lovely for me, and of course he was welcome. She'd switched on the geysers and dispatched us for hot baths after our walk in the chilly park. I corrected her. Only one of us had been walking in the chilly park. Joe had simply been warming a park bench. Joe demurred that nevertheless he had no objection to a hot bath, though he had nothing to change into. I offered to remedy that. This wouldn't be the first time we'd exchanged clothes, and we were still something of a size. That sorted and clean clothes handed over, we scurried off into the bathrooms. Mornings were still a bit raw. While I stood under the steaming shower, slowly thawing out, I wondered whether I'd been imagining things. Did Joe look a bit seedy? Not completely run down, but getting there. Was there no one in his life to look out for him as Meera and I did for each other? What would be the right thing to do here? Should I ask him to stay for lunch? Overnight? A week? He might be grateful for a warm home and some hearty meals. I'd have to ask Meera first, of course, but she was unlikely to say no. I came out of the bath quite determined to do the right thing by Joe, and drawn by the irresistible smell and sizzle of breakfast, rushed off to the kitchen. Eggs would be cooking, toast piling up on a plate, butter, cheese, jam stacked on a tray, fruit, cereal, hot milk in a jug, everything a man could possibly want. But as I walked in, still bubbling with generosity and goodness, I saw it. The lean, hungry look which Joe was bestowing on my Meera. Her back to him as she faced the stove. He rearranged his features promptly, but it was too late. The bitter, acrid smell of betrayal wafted above the alluring scent of toast and eggs. I was strongly inclined to catch him by the collar, my collar incidentally, and kick his cheeky backside down the stairs. And I would have if I hadn't noticed Meera. From the rigidity of her back and the fact that she hadn't even turned to say a word to me as I came in, I knew she was onto his game. So I calmed myself down. We ate breakfast. I plied him with food and cups of tea, talked of old times, boyhood mischiefs. Meera was mostly silent, busy with other things, or absent. I made sure I kept him either chewing or talking to me. As soon as the last morsel had slipped down his greedy gullet, I became aware of the lateness of the hour. "Oh my gosh," I spluttered. "Look at the time. We better get going, Meera, or we'll be late, and we can't do that to your lovely sister." I asked her for a bag to put Joe's clothes in, told him he could give mine away if he didn't want them. Had it been my wedding suit I'd given him, I wouldn't have worn it again after he'd put his poisonous body into it. And before Joe could stammer out his thanks, he was bundled out the door, never having permitted to come within arm's length of Meera. I shut the door firmly on his back, even before he had a chance to choose between the stairs and the lift. He was history. Meera looked amused. "Are we visiting my lovely sister today? I don't recall you ever being so eager to spend time with her." "We are not visiting your sister, please, Meera. But we can go to the temple that you're always prodding me to accompany you to, and I can buy you flowers and a nice lunch to show how sorry I am for bringing that poisonous viper into our home." I was on the verge of inviting him to stay. I knew you'd never say no. He looked a bit seedy. I felt sorry for him and just wanted to do the right thing by him. That bonhomie evaporated rapidly when I caught him ogling you with lusty eyes. Meera shook her head at me knowingly. Kindness personified my sweet Pratham. But sometimes saying no is the only right thing to do.